Good morning, everyone. We would like to open the event sponsored by the Ministry of Environment titled City to City Collaboration for Zero Carbon Society 2026. I am the facilitator come MC for today. My name is Ota from IGES. At the opening of this event, on behalf and representing the sponsor from the Ministry of Environment Affairs, Ministry of the Environment, the Government of Japan, Mr. Kentaro Doi will give us his remarks. Good morning, everyone. I am Kentaro Doi from the Ministry of the Environment. So to those of you in the venue in person and those of you participating online, I would like to thank all of you for attending the 2026 City to City Collaboration for Zero Carbon Society 2026. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone from the Ehime prefecture government for giving us all their collaboration and all their help. Joining us today, we have Governor Gusna Ismail from Gorontalo, Indonesia, Governor Stephen A. Joseph from Pohnpei, Federated States of Micronesia. So one more time, Governor Tokihiro Nakamura of Ehime Prefecture and Mayor Kazuhiko Oe from Amatan, Shimane Prefecture. So that I am so pleased to welcome all these distinguished guests and everyone who has come all the way from 32 cities in Japan and overseas joining us today. So this is Ehime Prefecture. Now, we have many different initiatives that should be shared with the world are underway, with companies and universities and local governments working together to utilize the prefecture's rich forest and ocean resources for biomass, introduction of renewable energy, resource recycling industries, and advanced water treatment. And this is the very reason why we have asked to ask Ehime Prefecture to hold this particular seminar. And also, Ehime Prefecture has been working very hard on two collaborative projects with Gorontalo in Indonesia and Tamil Nadu in India. And I would like to again express my deepest gratitude to Governor Nakamura and all those involved for their tireless efforts on a daily basis. The 8 partner countries of our city-to-city collaboration project are all participating today. They are all experiencing significant economic growth. Amidst this economic growth, it's extremely important to take environmental concerns into account, including air, water, waste, and climate change, in order to ensure and sustain that growth. Japan has a history of facing and overcoming major problems with air and water pollution and waste disposal. And that is why we believe that the Japanese technology can contribute to resolving the challenges faced by our partner countries. And furthermore, proactive efforts to protect the environment and also to decarbonize will not increase costs, but instead will attract people and investment for cities. Japan will use its experience and technology to pursue sustainable development and growth together with partner countries, and will develop all these technologies and zero carbon society together. The city-to-city collaboration project for the realization of a zero-carbon society began in 2013, has steadily expanded its base of participating cities up to this point, and has grown to include 25 cities in Japan and 67 cities from 14 countries around the world. And as a result, the results show that many projects have been realized, including over 30 projects under the Joint Crediting Mechanism, or JCM. And all these projects have contributed to a large extent to the decarbonization of partner cities, as well as improvements in the biodiversity, water quality, and air quality, and job creation also. Today, we will be hosting a discussion with people from various backgrounds, including local government officials, business operators, consultants, and related organizations in city-to-city collaboration projects. And we would like to all discuss their experiences and challenges in conducting projects overseas based on city-to-city collaboration principles. I believe that each of their journeys to success and the specific efforts of each city will surely be the key, or will be one of the keys to resolving the challenges facing each of the regions and cities that all of you here today are grappling with on a daily basis. I hope that today's seminar will serve as an opportunity to deepen exchanges between cities in Japan and around the world, and further strengthen our efforts to combat climate change and reduce environment impacts. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, and I look forward to great discussion today. Thank you.
Vice Minister Doi, thank you very much. Next, representing Ehime Prefecture, the host, Tokehiro Nakamura, Governor of Ehime Prefecture, will deliver words of greetings. Please. Thank you. My name is Nakamura, Governor of Ehime Prefecture. So it's on the occasion of the seminar on city-to-city collaboration for Zero Carbon Society 2026. We have received a lot of support from, for example, Vice Minister Doi and other stakeholders. Also today, I'm very pleased that we are joined by participants not only from Japan, but also from Chile, Indonesia, Micronesia, Mongolia, Palau, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. At this seminar, we share global issues and try to resolve the environmental problems. So it's a very meaningful seminar. But this is the first time that the seminar is held in the local region. So we are very honored that we are chosen as the host prefecture. When I was a child, every day pollutions were reported. 20th century is the time where people used oil and fossil fuels to grow economy. So it's a civilization based on oil. And we have experienced the history domestically that we leveraged on those of fossil fuels to achieve economic development. However, towards the end of the 20th century, we started experiencing the negative legacies such as pollutions. So we relied on science and technology to resolve those problems. And in the 1980s, the destruction of ozone layer has become a global theme. This was a very new problem that we were not aware of. However, it has come to the stage is that it became so grave that it could impact the survival of the humanity. However, we have come up with various alternatives of resources, to stop the destruction of ozone layers, meaning that if we develop science and technology, there are a lot of challenges we can overcome, such as environmental economies. However, then we started experiencing global warming, and this has also become a serious issue because this would increase the average temperature of the planet and have an impact on the survival of human beings. This will reduce the land mass and cause problems on food securities. So the time is changing from a civilization based on oil to renewable energy. It is very important to utilize the new energies, but at the same time, we have to address the negative legacy such as pollutions. Ehime Prefecture has been focusing on building a local-to-local relationship with other countries. For example, Golonto province of Indonesia, in Vietnam, the Benche province, and or Binh Long province, which is currently called, and also the Tamil Nadu of India. Those are the regions we have concluded cooperative agreement. The purpose of doing this was to develop a reciprocal relationship. We promote personal exchanges. We deliver economic missions. We address various common challenges to figure out the way for resolutions to deepen the relationships. The Ministry of the Environment has been focusing on these actions and adapted this type of project as a city-to-city collaboration. So I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude for their support. City-to-city collaboration is extremely important. Ehime Prefecture has companies that are equipped with technologies to overcome environmental problems, which can be used to address the water quality problems or other contamination or any issues related to soil quality enhancement or wastewater. We believe there are many things that we can cooperate. Through this seminar, I hope that we will identify new opportunities for further collaboration amongst different cities. And furthermore, it is very important that you leaders would share the common problems to develop a global level collaboration. Once again, I would like to express deep gratitude for the Ministry of the Environment and all the participants for supporting Ehime as a host of this seminar. Thank you. I look forward to the fruitful discussion today.
Thank you, Governor Nakamura, for your remarks. Now, without further ado, let's get to the presentation segment of today's session. First, from Gorontalo, Indonesia, who are engaged in city-to-city collaboration, Governor Gusnal Ismail, please take the stage.
Yeah, please take your podium, Governor Ismail.
You can just
Baik, saya lanjutkan. Distinguished guest honorable representative of Ehime Prefecture, Mr. Takahiro Nakamura, It's a great honor for here today in Matsuyama to speak about the shared challenge, decarbonizing rural area through city-to-city collaboration project. Next. Sorry. Yes. Allow me to briefly introduce for Gorontalo province. Gorontalo is located on North Sulawesi, Indonesia. We are predominantly rural province, rich in natural and cultural heritage. We are a proud of sites such as Olele Marine Park, the Golden Mosque, and Otanaha Fortress. Our communities depend strongly on agriculture, fishery, and coastal ecosystem, making to sustainability and climate change, climate resilience essential for our future. And the next, the climate change is no longer a distant issue. It's the already affecting rural province of Gorontalo, province like of Gorontalo. The increase of the greenhouse gas concentration intensive and the greenhouse effect raises temperature and creates serious impacts to ecosystem, food security, and livelihoods. The next, mitigation component. Gorontalo mitigation strategy in the structure around care resiliences priorities. Waste and wastewater management for food, energy, and health resiliences. Renewable energy development and energy conservation. Low emission agriculture as farming is central for our rural economy. Ecosystem protection through maintaining vegetarian and forest cover. Prevention and management of forest and land fires. And this component perfect our commitment to practical and inclusive climate action. Okay. Forest and land rehabilitation. Forests play a vital role in natural carbon sinks. Gorontalo continues to implement forest and land rehabilitation program, including areas outside national forest zone. Between 2023 and 2024-25, we have rehabilitation hundreds of hectares through national and provincial funding support. The effort contributes not only to carbon sequestration, but also the biodiversity protection and long-term rural resiliences. Yes. Renewable energy potential. Gorontalo has promising the renewable energy opportunities. However, our current energy mix is still dominated by coal. Energy demand increasing rapidly, highlighting to the urgency accelerating to the clean energy transition, especially is rural region where infrastructure remain limited. Provincial mitigation program, they address the challenge. Gorontalo has launched its key initiative. One example to the study of utilizing biomass crops such lamtoro and manicapal waste as alternative for the firing and the Gorontalo coal-fired power plant. And the next, supporting for measure. Further supporting action include air quality monitoring and physical emission testing. Kemudian, the next, prevention of school of transportation. The next, it is the principle, expanded cooperation by decarbonization. Our cooperating of Ehime prefecture has expanded by decarbonization. It now include agriculture collaboration and especially citrus and cultivation. Fishers cooperation including tuna value chains and the donation of operational ambulance and the ambulance donation symbiosis solidarity of the people center of cooperating strengthening community welfare in Gorontalo. This is my presentation, Mr. Governor, and the whole participation in the Ehime. And thank you for your attention. The next attention, thank you, dan selamat pagi, salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Terima kasih.
From Indonesia, the Governor Ismail has delivered his presentation. Thank you very much. Now, we would like to call upon Mr. Yoshihiro Iwata, Representative Director of ICANN Kakoki. He will present on overseas implementation cases using a creative and energy-saving wastewater treatment technology. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Iwata from ICANN Kakoki. So at the beginning of my presentation, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Ministry of the Environment and Ehime Prefecture and all the participants for giving me this opportunity to speak to you at this seminar. Our company This presentation is about overseas implementation cases of energy saving and energy generating wastewater treatment system. So factory wastewater treatment and achievement of decarbonization, those are the two objectives our technology trying to deliver. So this is the table of contents. I will give you an overview of our company as well as overseas initiatives. This is the company profile. Name is Aiken Kakoki, based in Ehime Prefecture. We are the EPC of various types of wastewater, from feasibility study to conceptual design. EPC and O&M are covered by our businesses. We have been operating more than 40 years. We are an engineering company. Ehime Prefecture is faced with Seto Inland Sea. Like Ise Bay and Tokyo Bay, Seto Inland Sea is under the very strict wastewater regulations. So we developed technology to address this issue and then deliver our technology not only within Japan, but also to other countries, including Southeast Asia. So this is our business. So inter-city to city collaboration of ours included Indonesia's Gorontalo city and Tamil Nadu state of in India. So in Indonesia, the Ministry of the Environment and JICA have been supporting us in implementing this project. Wastewater treatment and decarbonization should be achieved by our technology. There are 2 points. The main technology is EGSB, expanded granular sludge bed, that would recover the energy from plant wastewater. So plant wastewater are treated as a biomass source, and a granule anaerobic, the microbes would be used to recover the methane gas, CO2 methane, and other biogas. And then a concentration of methane within the biogas recovered is more than 80%. So we can use the recovered biogas to run a boiler or for power generation. So we treat the wastewater and we use recovered gas for power generation to achieve the energy to meet the energy requirement for the wastewater treatment of the plant. So it's a net zero energy wastewater system, and we have a patent in Indonesia, and we have a lot of track record in Japan, from the food industry to chemical industries. A lot of wastewater treatment of our companies have been utilized. In the food industry, we have been operating more than 20 years. The scale of our system is mid to large scales. In the process of our system utilization, this is the expected outcome. So let's say wastewater from the plant is 1,000 tons, and the COD is 8,000 ppm milligram per liter. Based on those assumptions, how much power can be generated is indicated. That 7,840 kilowatt per day. The plant wastewater CO2 is eliminated more than 80%, and then at the same, we can generate 7,840 kilowatt hour per day. However, this system operation requires some energy, and that's 2686 kilowatt. So as you treat the wastewater, you can actually generate and utilize 5,154 kilowatt hour per day. But there was existing wastewater treatment plant using 4,867 kilowatt hour per day. But this has come down to zero, and at the same time, we can achieve the surplus of 5,154, meaning that this would make the total benefit 10,021 kilowatt hour per day. So this is the impact of our technology. With regard to our technology, we have a very advanced activities here, and this is the system outline. So lagoon, covered lagoon, those are the systems which are prevalent in Asian countries. Based on those systems, we pursued a more efficient system, and this is our proposition. In addition to energy from the wastewater, we have a system that uses membrane, so that's called MBR, membrane bioreactor. We have, again, a lot of track record in and outside Japan. As for those activities, we offer license and then technology transfer to support our partners in and outside Japan. With the support of government of Japan, we identify our proprietary technologies and establish rights over those technologies as a part of our IP strategy and deliver propositions. With local partners, we offer our technologies and we receive licensing fee and provide supervising for core parts to meet the requirements of the plants of each country. Our partners are in Europe, Indonesia, and India. From here on, I would like to briefly talk about our activities overseas. Our wastewater treatment system is in the field of environmental business, so we receive support from administrative agencies, including JICA, MOEJ, and NIDO. With their supports, just like Ehime Prefecture, we make our proposal in Indonesia and other countries. So this is the outline of our project. So this is the palm oil industry related project for Indonesia. Japan, Indonesia, MOEJ joint project was the project I took part, and currently with the support of JICA, together with the state-owned enterprise of Indonesia, we are trying to introduce the demonstration facility. So palm oil, the MOPOME is used for energy recovery. In this city-to-city collaboration program, we are also active in Gorontalo in Indonesia. This relates to the final disposal site and its leachate. So as you dump your waste in the disposal site, with the rainfall, leachate is generated that flows into the river system. This would have some impact on the cattle and other livestock. So in order to control such impact, we are offering our wastewater treatment technology. Over 2 years, we've developed the preliminary design and implemented the first phase construction last year, and the next year we will enter into the phase 2 of the plant construction. As for this one, so in addition to the food-related initiatives, we are trying to promote EGSB for dyeing wastewater. In Bandung in Indonesia, we are offering this proposal to textile company in Bandung. In the Ehime prefecture, we have a city called Iwahari, which is known for imabari towel production. And so we developed the technology to treat the wastewater from such textile dyeing plant. And we are doing a demonstration in Imabari city as well. So in case of dyeing plant, we go up the upstream and utilize the small-scale energy recovery. And then other remaining water can be released into the river system. So the wastewater volume will be reduced. And also we can use the wastewater from dyeing plant as an energy source. So the wastewater effluent is used as a biomass
source,
and what we propose is a distributed energy system. Again, we are applying patent for this, and this is an initiative taken in Imabari. And based on Imabari case, we are proposing this model to West Java state of Indonesia. So this is the summary effects of our introduction. Energy generation through energy recovery from high concentration wastewater is one of the characteristics of our technology. As a result of that, energy saving through significant reduction of energy existing equipment can be achieved. We also achieve net zero energy wastewater treatment system processing factory effluent as a biomassing resource. Also, we contribute to factory decarbonization and realizing a sustainable society. And finally, we can contribute to economic revitalization through human resource development and employment promotion via technology transfer. So this was the brief presentation on our activity. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I thank Koki. Next, from the Ministry of Environment, Department of the Corporation for Transition and Decarbonization and Sustainable Infrastructure, the Senior Officer for International Cooperation. Mr. Namiki will present. Good morning, everyone. My name is Namiki from the Ministry of Environment. I hear that there are many participating online, and I see so many of you in venue. This really makes me happy. From me, I would like to briefly introduce City-to-City Collaboration Program. So the name of the program is the City-to-City Collaboration Program. And what we want to do is to disseminate Japan's zero carbon experience and know-how to the overseas municipalities and cities. And this is a two-way street. So we will be leveraging what the local cities and regions have in terms of these technologies. Now, some of the initiatives that we are engaging in right now is to co-create low carbon projects for one, or we work on supporting developing policies and plans to promote climate actions. And furthermore, we support building capacity for government staff, and also we support awareness raising activities of their stakeholders. And through these initiatives, what we expect as outcomes are, of course, we want to deliver net zero commitment. And in order to realize all of that, we want to deploy decarbonization technologies and infrastructure. And also we want to make sure that these technologies and know-hows are utilized. So we want to support developing action plans and regulations. So these are some of the bigger results that we expect out of these projects. So this is C3EP. Up until now, we have 25 Japanese cities participating. And from 14 countries and regions, we have 67 countries who are participating. I know this is sort of difficult to read this slide, but these are all the cities who are working with us in the city-to-city collaboration programs. As you can see, there are many from the Asia and the Pacific areas, but we also have Chile from the South America participating. Now, the cities in red text are the cities where they have ongoing new projects. So again, we have 25 Japanese cities participating. So that's Kita, Kyushu, and Yokohama, as you know, are two cities who have engaged in international collaboration for quite a long time. And we have Okayama prefecture and also the Amacho from the Shimane prefecture, a recent entrance into this project. So all these Japanese cities are collaborating with overseas cities to achieve results in city-to-city collaboration for zero carbon. Now, in terms of connecting city to city, there are some huge benefits that come out of that. Now, this particular project basically was a bilateral project between sister or brother cities, and that's usually how this type of a project happens. But as we facilitate these projects, we also added one other entity, which is the local private sector companies. And we also want to make sure that the connections are solid. So we employ consultants, competencies to make sure that. So out of that, three big benefits are: one, we can improve reliability through intermunicipal collaboration. It's very easy. And with this, it becomes easier for the local surveys to be carried out smoothly. Because we have local municipalities participating in those local studies, everything becomes much easier. The second benefit is that this is a team-based studies. So that means that when one company or one entity cannot do it, we all collaborate with multiple participants. And the third benefit is that because we have this consultant support, we can encourage SMEs to join up in this city-to-city collaboration. And beyond this, we have the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have funding schemes. So another big benefit is that we can utilize those fundings. For instance, a joint credit mechanism, a JCM, and we already have about 30 projects who are making use of the C3P JCM. Now, let me briefly introduce the JCM, a joint credit mechanism. So basically, that means that the two countries, right? So Japan and another country from the global south or the other regions, and between those two countries, we implement the zero carbon project. And this is a demonstration project that they first engage in. And with this demonstration project or the actual results, this becomes a carbon credit, and those two countries can share the carbon credits. And again, then they can use the carbon credits for further realizing their zero carbon projects. So back in 2013, Mongolia became the first partner country for JCM. At this point, we have 31 countries and about 28 projects or so. So the numbers on this slide are a bit old. We have quite a few different projects supporting the renewable energy or the power generation projects or bio generation or the cogeneration or the waste to energy plant. And the hybrid public bus using city gas. So these are some of the projects that are happening in Japan as well as in the partner countries. Allow me to introduce some specific examples. So this is from Parao, the state of Airai. So this is Okinawa and Urazoe city started this project back in 2021. And this is the Palau Pacific Resort Hotel is the demonstration area, and they are using the solar generation and the and also the storage batteries. And after this in city-to-city collaboration, this project has been selected as the JCM facility support or the subsidy project in 2024. And they are planning to complete this in the February of 2020. They were in 2025. And I believe there is an opening ceremony at the end of this month, excuse me. And this particular project, this is a resort hotel, which is a major site for the tourism. So this is a model project towards achieving sustainable tourism. Another project that I would like to introduce is the Manua city from Yokoyama prefecture and Makassar city, Indonesia. Now the city of Manua, they have some advanced projects in terms of the organic waste recycling, and this Mania City model has been transferred to the Masakau in Indonesia. And back in June of 2025, they launched a pilot project with the Hassan University in the city of Makassar. Has installed this particular equipment. And this particular university has a very vibrant collaboration with the University of Okayama. So this is a biomass demonstration at the university. And beyond this, we believe this could lead to this particular project being selected as a JCM project. So they will go further with City of Manila and also the inter-academia project. And this particular information has been communicated in many areas and different countries. So for instance, this was the COP30 at the Belém, Brazil. And as you can see in the picture, this is the city of Toyama and the city of Lenca in Chile and other participants in the photo. And I know I have gone over my allocated time, but let me just go over a couple more. So this is the IPCC with the report that has so much observation data and the insights from these activities. And last March, Osaka hosted the lead author meeting to write this report, and we introduced this city-to-city collaboration, and they believe this is a valuable and very unique program. So the reaction has been very positive from the experts in the IPCC. And the next steps So for the next fiscal year, the city-to-city collaboration projects, we open the call for participation, and that's the primary a first call for the proposal, and the second call will be sometime in April and May. And for this time, we want to take uniqueness and participation of Japanese local companies and feasibility of the projects. Please consider joining and applying for this call for action. Thank you so much for listening, and I apologize for going over my allocated time.
環境省並木参事官ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Ms.
最後
Namiki.
に都市間連携事業において多くの案件に
Finally,
関
from
わ
the
ってこられた
perspective of someone who has been involved in a numerous project
MOEJ 株式会社国際事業ユニットサブマネージ
the
ャー
city-to-city collaboration program, Mr. Hidenori Ishiguro, Sub-Manager, International Business Unit, Japan and US Company, will give a presentation.
皆さん、こんにちは。
Good
日本
afternoon,
NS の
everyone.
と申します。
My name is Ishiguro from
本日は
Japan
ですね
and
都
US.
市間連携事業に関わってきたコンサルタント企
So,
業の一つとしてですね、いかにこの
As one of the
都市間
consulting
連携
firms
事業を活用して
involved
地域
in
の持続
city-to-city
その発
collaboration
展のために
projects,
先ほど地球新からもありましたけれども、
I would like to
実際に
talk about how
施設を運営して
city-to-city
脱
collaboration
炭素化を
projects
実
can
現
be
すると
utilized
いうような
for
ことを
sustainable
実
development
現する
between
か
regions.
という観点でご紹介をさせていただければと思い
From
ます。
that perspective, I would like to
で、
introduce
そ
key
れからです
points of these
ね、日
projects,
本の5つ
focusing
の
many
自治体
on
様
case
と
studies in which
パ
our
ートナー
company has
シ
been
カゴ
involved.
13都市の自治体さんとですね、連携をしてきたと。
So, we have been collaborating with 5 cities in Japan, 13 cities overseas. That's our track record.
2018年に
7, 8 years ago, 2018, Toyama City and
今日
Sumaran City partnership was managed by Nippon Koei.
ここで先ほど
And Nippon Koei,
参事官のご紹介にあった
as Ms. Namiki said,
低炭素化事業ってこの右下にありますけれども、
focused on
これを作
the
ったのは
low
高
carbon
江さんなんですね。
public
で我々は実
transportation.
はこれを担った代表事業者さんの JCM 設備保持事業の支援をするという形で初めてですね、
We took
都市間連
part
携事業
for
と
the
いうものに
first time
関わらせて
in
いただきました。
C3P
で、それ以降で
project
すね、富山市さんを中心に
as
2021
a supporter
年には
of
ですね、
the
愛媛県さんと
facility
ゴロンタロ市
project
の
in
連携事業、
2021.
それか
Ehime
ら
and Gorontalo
浦添さんと
collaboration was
それから
achieved,
今
led
年度
by
に来
Toyama
ましてはです
City
ね、
and
今
Urazoe
日
and
OAJ 長
Irai
いらっしゃっていただい
State
ておりますけれども、
collaboration. And this fiscal year,
ミクロネシア州知事がいらっしゃいますけれ
Amatown
ども、
of
私の事業、
Micronesia
亀岡市さん
and
万順県の皆様
the Japanese
の事業等
city
に関わ
and
らせていただけ
Kameoka
る
and
ということでござ
Bandung
います。
city.
こういう活動をするのにあたってで
Those
す
are the
ね、
projects
先ほ
we
ど
are
知事の
involved
コメ
in
ント
this
でもありました
fiscal
けれ
year.
ども、
As
本当にこう日
mentioned
本の
by
経
the
験を生か
governor,
してきたですね、さまざまな知見というのが、ま
we
さに
have
そのパートナー国
accumulated
の課題解決に本当に
experiences
役に立つなという
in
ことを、日々
Japan,
実
and
感
we
をしておりま
found
す。
those
どういうことかという
experiences
とです
can
ね、ちょっとこちら
contribute
左
to
側
resolving
1970
the
年の日
challenges
本のやつ
faced
です。
by
私は
partner
1984
countries.
年生まれなので、状
So
況は
I
定かなん
was
ですけれ
born
ども、
in
2024
1984,
年、今年
so
にこうバージョン来た
I
時にですね、右の光景を見
wasn't
た時に、
there back in
教科書でしか
1970, but
知り
these
ま
are
せんで
the
したけれども、
pictures
この部屋の
from
写真が詳しく
1970 and
つなが
2024.
ったわけですね。
So when
で、
I
まさに
went
同じ、
to
成長カーブ
Denpasar,
を描いていると
Indonesia, and
いうよう
looked
な
at
中
the
で、これは
disposal
地球新
site,
の
it
今ありまし
reminded
たけれど
me
も、
of this
それ
picture
に
on the
対し
left
て日本がで
hand
きる貢
side.
献は大きいだろうと
So
思っ
I
てます。
think
ちなみに
Japan,
今東京は
the
JP さ
development
んが
brought
施行
about
されま
many
したけれども、
negative environmental impacts, but I
2024年です
think
かね、
what we
刊
learned
行さ
from
れ
that
ましたけれども、
experience can
最新鋭の
contributing
航
to
空撮影
resolving
設備、
other
左側です
countries'
ね。
problems.
これ
And on the
ド
left
ミノ
hand
工
side,
場
you
です
can
ね。
see
で、そうは見えないんですけれども。で、右
the
側、東京湾2回
incineration
目埋め立てとですね、
facility,
廃
and
炉
on
したと
the
です。こ
right,
こは東京オリンピックの
you
会場
can
にもなっているわけで
see
す。
the reclaimed
ただ、ここ
land
に至るま
that
でですね、本当
actually
にいろん
landfill
な方
site
が苦労
now
して
used as
出
an
てきたと
Olympic
いう
Games
中でです
venue.
ね、パートナー
So
国では同
you
じ時間
can't
か
really
けなくても、
see what were
より
there
効率的
before,
に効果的にこういった解決策につながることがで
but
きるんだ
we
と、
traveled
協
this
力日本
far,
としてで
and
き
I
るんじゃない
think our
か、このことを考
experience
え
can
て、
help
中
you
でですね、
shortcut this
この自治体間の協
journey
力というものの意義を
and then
出しているところで
effectively
ございます。
implement the resolution,
で、
the
先ほど
solution
ご説明
through
があったので、JCM
city-to-city
は先ほど触れていま
collaboration.
すけれども、都市間連携事業というのは、
city-to-city collaboration projects involves the investigation and also the structure building. And the exit option, one of which is a JCM. Not only resolving the issues, not only investigating, but we also need to resolve the problems, and the JCM is a solution for it. But how can we go through this process successfully? It's very difficult to generalize, but the governor said it's a win-win project. As Ms. Namiki presentation showed that 2 municipalities are involved, but not only that, the private sector companies of the partner countries as well as Japanese side are involved. And also consultant like us also has a role. So the benefits for all the parties are included under this framework of city-to-city collaboration. The municipality has its policy, like for example, supporting the business expansion of their private sector companies, and also partner countries, municipalities need to focus on resolving the challenges, and their prioritization is relevant to how we formulate the projects. And as Mr. Ishida said, the company need to have a good business strategy in order to this kind of input their managerial resources. So it is very nice, and it is very important to have a private sector partner who has in their mind the plan to expand their business overseas. We also have donors and other programs, and we should tap on those opportunities as well. And when we have the city-to-city collaboration scheme, it is easier to approach those donors and other available programs. But the situation is different on a case-by-case basis. Ehime Prefecture and Golondo State case was already introduced. So this is the leachate treatment project from the final disposal site. This is, I think, a very sort of clean structure of the project. So on the left-hand side, you can see the final disposal site, and when rain falls, then the leachate is generated, and there is a pool to collect all the leachate from the final disposal site. However, when rainfall is quite heavy, this pool would overflow, and then there will be additional measures needed. And over the 3 years, we spent arranging this project, and the Golondo state agreed to allocate some budget for this project. And the private sector company cannot directly sign the agreement with the Golondo state. Therefore, we involved local engineering company to implement this project. So that was a key to success. So the first phase only addressed the preventative measures to prevent the overflow of the flow, but we need a further financing to successfully deliver phase 2. This is the case study number 2. This is related to IRI Urazoe collaboration. Urazoe city is adjacent to Naha city, and population is including, and SME is in its number is including, and Okinawa EPCO's head office is located in Urazoe city. Therefore, the power company, utility company, and the municipality collaborated under agreement to decarbonize the public facilities to enhance the resilience against disasters. So this project was implemented, although there were some hindrances, such as the unexploded ordnance removal, but we have been able to make some progress. I'd just like to touch on how Urazoe city came to cooperate with IRI state. So this is the quite symbolic picture. This is the Japanese tank. During the World War II, the state of IRI was the fierce battleground, and that gives us a special bond, the tokubetsu bond. Actually, the word tokubetsu can be understood in Palau. So we have a very special relationship, like the wartime comrade. So the two parties agree to sign the MOU. So there are some local history that contribute to forming this project. That is a very powerful driver. I forgot to count the time. So this is the final case of Toyama. Mr. Kobayashi, Deputy Director, will talk about this, so I shall try not to steal his part. However, Toyama City has been very proactive overseas, and in Bali, they have formed strong cooperation. And then, so one of the municipality they work with is Badun Regency. JICA's project is used by the private sector companies in Toyama City for composting project. So this model was actually transferred to Bandung after the mayor Fuji of Toyama City visited Bandung Regency. However, just implementing and installing the equipment is not enough. We need to think about how to do the O&M. The compost cannot accept a large piece of waste. So first you need to do shredding, but shredding machines performance very poor. So management was quite poor. They could only process 2 tons per day instead of 50 tons per day. That is the designed capacity. So Badun Regency is the the second largest budget allocated municipality in Indonesia, and a lot of the tourism income comes into this municipality from Bali state. So they have allocated some money to procure the state-of-art shredder to resolve this issue. So the company called Shibashi, the compost plant constructor, and Fuji City's mayor, both belong to the Chamber of Commerce, Youth Chamber of Commerce of Japan. So this Youth Chamber of Commerce of Japan actually collected some proceeding from the vending machine across Japan and donated this to resolving the global issue. And then they learned about this project and agreed to financially support this project. So that was just last year we found out there's a budget allocation. But this is the scheme of JCM for this project. Currently, the waste sorting is not sufficient. So when there's a mixture of plastic and also organic waste, they are incinerated. So we need a separator to sort the waste to make it clear which waste can be recycled, which waste needs to be incinerated, so as to directly contribute to the reduction of the fossil fuel through reducing the incineration. And the plastic is actually a very much the carbon based. So when incinerated, it can generate a lot of CO2. So it is necessary to reduce that volume. However, financing is a big problem. This is the cost for base case, but the design and investigation can be covered by a C3P project, and then JCM can subsidize half of the facility cost. This would reduce the financial burden, but generally speaking, still the burden is quite massive. So the technological aspect, and in addition to technological aspect, we tap into the preferential tax treatment, and also looked at the cost arrangement to see where else we can reduce the cost and how we can actually sell energies recovered from this attempt initiative to show actually the overall cost is not that great. So this is a kind of expertise related to how we present the information. So this is where consultant can play a role. In this way, we can contribute to the feasibility of this project. We are located in Yokohama. We are consulting group company of JGC as a consultant, and JGC is good at handling a large plant, but in recent years, they are increasingly focusing on renewable energy and circular economy. We are not only constructing, but we also have invested in various projects. Therefore, we have accumulated a lot of financing know-how in this field. For example, when it comes to carbon credit utilization, we have been utilizing carbon credit since the times of CDM as a means of financing, and JCM is also another way for us to take part in various projects. But C2C projects is something that needs to be selected. However, if we focus on the characteristics of each municipalities, we can make the project very unique. And it's also very important to communicate with other municipalities in other cities. For example, Mr. Fuji of Oricon is here, but we also communicate regularly. I think through communication with the stakeholders, I think we can further enhance the effectiveness of the function of the city-to-city collaboration. I think I'm quite certain I have overused my allocated time. So thank you. That's all from me.
日本 NUS 株式
Thank
会
you
社
so
石
much,
黒様、あり
Nippon
がとうございました。
NUS and Ishiguro-san.
では、これよりパネルディスカッションを開始いたします。
Thank you so much for waiting. We would like to get started with the panel discussion. The moderator for this panel discussion is Mr. Ayatsuka Kataoka, Program Director of IGES City Task Force.
はい、太田さん、ありがとうございます。
Ms. Kataoka, please take it away. Thank you so much, Ota-san. Let's get started with the panel discussion. As was introduced, I am from the IGES City Task Force, Program Director Kataoka. Very happy to be the moderator for today. Could you go to the next slide? So from me, I would like to briefly go over the background for this panel discussion. As we all know, we are in the age of uncertainty, and this is a global phenomenon. And so the collaboration in between countries has become very complex or very weak in some areas because of the various issues. And the journey for zero carbon is not easy, and the progress is very much varied in between cities and regions. Now, in this particular situation, cities play significant role as frontline actors. So we in cities have a big population consuming much energy, and also as such they need some climate solutions implemented, and also they need a comprehensive zero carbon and the economic activities so that no one will be left behind. So in this uncertainty situation, the theme is what cities can do towards realizing zero carbon society. And the theme is the implementation of the zero carbon society for city-to-city collaboration and potentials, and these are discussion points. And let me briefly introduce the participants from the Ministry of Environment, Vice Minister Namiki. Next, from the Ehime Prefecture, Labor and Economy Department, Director Mori. And next to that is from the City of Prefecture Environment Department, Acting Director Kobayashi. And from very far away, from Micronesia, the Governor of Pompeii, Stephen A. Joseph, Mr. Joseph.
先ほどジャヌスの石黒さんからもご紹介ありました。And
as Ishiguro-san talked about, from the Palau, from the IRI, Ms. Dolan Inao.
ここにいらっしゃいます5人のパネリストの方から。
So these are the 5 panelists for this panel discussion to deepen our understanding and discussion. So we would like to turn the microphone to each of those participants so that they can introduce themselves as well as briefly go over the programs that they engaged in. So Namiki-san first, please.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Nameki. I have just spoken about the C3P, but from different perspective, I would like to talk a little bit during this panel discussion. Mr. Ishiguro of NUS actually shared a very similar slide. The city has a lot of people living there with concentration of economic activities. As a result of economic activities, we are faced with some challenges, one of which is the waste management. This was taken in sometime in the 1970s. These were taken in Japan. Upper part shows the landfill site, and also there is an outside burning of the waste as well. In 1970s, when the economy was growing rapidly, the volume of waste increased rapidly as well, and we didn't really have an effective way to manage and dispose of the waste. And the lower part of the slide shows the pictures. People are protesting, saying that we don't want your waste in our community. So in the beginning of 1970s, cities were fighting against each other over who should manage the waste. And it was called war over waste. There was a bad odor generated, and also there was a risk of infectious diseases associated with leachate and causing pests to thrive. And also the trucks that carry waste caused noise problems. In order to resolve all these challenges, Japan worked very hard. Again, this is very similar to the slide shared with Mr. Ishiguro earlier. Lower part shows the hygienic waste disposal site. After incineration, ash is transported to a very clean waste disposal site. You can see it's very hygienic. In the 1970s, we saw an increase of waste, but during that process, we did a lot of rulemaking as to how to manage the waste, such as shredders requirement, how to transport waste, how to measure the volume of the waste, how to incinerate, or how to ferment. So through these creative initiatives, we've developed our method of waste management. And beyond that, we came to look at the waste to recycle waste. Also, we created some rules with regard to waste recycling. In the process of recycling waste, we also started recovering some thermal energy that are used for power generation or creating hot waters. On the upper left, you can see the Imabari city of Ehime's incineration facility, and by incinerating the waste, they generate power, and this place can be used as the disaster reduction center. When disaster strikes, 320 people can evacuate here, so they are preparing for DRR. So not only managing the waste, they can also generate energy. They can serve as a DRR center. So there are multi-value. This is a multi-value facility. So in Japan, there are a lot of creative initiatives. It can produce thermal energy to create hot water, and that is supplied to the neighborhood communities that can be used for aquaculture. So what I'm saying is that Japan has gone through a lot of trial and errors to overcome the challenges. Those are the challenges that are currently faced with other countries. So we try to share our knowledge and experiences, with the understanding that the circumstances are different from one country to the other, but we can join forces in coming up with a solution against those challenges. So we should mutually cooperate and be courageous in promoting this collaboration. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mori, next.
ようこそ愛媛いらっしゃいました。愛媛
Welcome
県庁
to
産業政策
Ehime.
課長の森と
So,
申します。
my name is Mori
私
from the
はですね、
Ehime Prefecture
3年前から
Industrial
今の
Policy Department.
産業政策課長を
I
しておりまし
have
て、愛媛県
come
内
into
産
this
業
position
の
3
振興
years
でありま
ago
すとか、
in the
中小企
Industrial
業の支援、
Policy
また
Department. And what I
海
do
外との経済
is
交流、こうい
promoting
ったことに取り
the
組んで
industries
業務
within
所でございま
Ehime
す。
and also support
簡単にではござい
SMEs
ますけ
and
れども、
also
愛媛
promote
県
the
の紹介、せっ
economic
かくですので
exchanges with the
させていただけ
overseas.
たらと
Allow
思いま
me
す
to
が、
take a little bit of time to
前に
introduce
列表
Ehime
地図
because
に
this
な
is
って
an
示されますけ
opportunity.
れども、
So if
愛
you
媛県はで
look
す
at
ね、
the map on the
東
left-hand
京、
side,
大阪、そ
Ehime
の同じぐらいちょっと位があります
Prefecture
けれども、こちらの方に位置しております。
is
四国の中のですね、愛
positioned
媛
in
県です
relation
が、
to
観
Tokyo
光
and
でありますと
Osaka,
か、
as you
産業
can
面
see
で
in the map. The
居
main
心地がも
industry
うたく
for
さんご
the
ざいまし
Ehime,
て、右側の方に
including
写
the
真ござい
industries and
ますが、ま
tourism,
ず
we
左
have
の
some
4番上にある写
number
真、こ
one
れ
in
ですね、
Japan
この橋
items.
で
So if you
す
look
けれ
at
ど
the
も、これ
pictures on your right-hand
世界
side
的にサイ
and
クリス
the
トの聖
one
地
on the
と呼
top
ばれて
left,
知られてお
this
りま
is
す
a
しま
famous
なみ海道
hanging
で
bridge.
ございます。
It's
愛媛
the
県と広島県を結ぶ、
Shimanami
いくつもの橋があるんですけれども、
corridor,
こちらを
which is
3
world
回
famous
自
for
転車でですね、
cyclists,
通る
very
ことができ
popular
ま
for
す。
these cyclists,
そ
and
し
they
て
can
その
actually
右側
cycle
が
over this
松
bridge.
山城、
And
愛媛
next
県
to
松山
the
城、お城
picture
で
of
す。
the
で
bridge
その右
is
下、
the
道後温泉、
Matsuyama
この
Castle,
愛媛来られ
and
て、
underneath the
道後温泉行か
Matsuyama
れた
Castle
方もいらっし
picture
ゃるか
is
もしれ
the
ませんけれど
Dogo
も、
Onsen or Dogo
3000
Hot
年の
Springs.
歴史を誇
And
る
you
ですね、
might have
日
visited
本
this
最古
hot
の温泉
springs,
と
but
なっ
this
てお
is
り
the
ます。
oldest hot springs
ま
in
た、
Japan
産
with
業面
this
下に3枚ほど写真
3,000-year
ござい
history.
ますけれど
And
も、
underneath
まず、
that, there are
農林水産
three
業
different
盛んでござい
pictures.
まして、
So we
左
have
側、
a
みか
very
んをはじめとす
vibrant
る柑橘類、
forestry and
真ん中
agriculture
が
and the
真珠、
aquaculture.
右
So
側が
we
で
are
すね、
very famous for the
亀養殖で
oranges.
魚
In the
養殖
middle,
業
this
盛んで
is
ござい
the
まして、これら
cultured
は
part.
そ
We
の
are very
日本
famous
一
for that.
の
And
生産
we
量という
also
ふうに
have
農林水産業業種になっていま
aquaculture
す。
for these
で
fishes.
最
And
後
we
ちょ
are
っとここに
number
はないん
one
で
in
すけれども、
each of those
もの
three
づくり企
areas.
業、製造業も
And
ですね、
although this is
日
not
本一の
on the
企業がござい
slide,
ま
but
す。
we
業
have
種が
number
ございま
one
して、例えば今治をはじめと
companies
する
in
造
terms
船
of
業、
the
タオル産
monozukuri,
業、
for
で
instance,
四国中
shipping,
央市というところになっていますけれども、製紙、紙で
and
すね、
also
でありますと
creating
か、紙加
towels.
工業、
And
こういっ
we
たもの
are
も日
also
本
very
一の生
famous
産量を
for
誇る。このようなさまざ
paper
まな産
production.
業が 多く集積しておる県で
So
ございます。
this is a
今回、
prefecture
せっ
where
か
we
く
have
愛媛県にご来
diverse
県いただきました皆
industries
様には、
all coming
滞在
together
中
as
に
a
ぜ
hub.
ひ美味しい食べ
So
物たくさんご
you
ざ
are
います
here
の
in
で、
Ehime
堪能い
and
ただ
we
けた
have
らと思います
many,
のと、
many
短
delicious
い間
foods
ではあり
in
ますけれども、
Ehime.
本
I
当
know
に
this is a
よ
short
く感じて
time
いた
for
だ
you
けた
to
らと
visit,
思っ
but
ておりま
please
す。
go out and savor some of the local delicacies and
次
enjoy
のスライ
Ehime
ド
as
がで
much
す
as
ね、
you
これま
can.
での愛媛
On
県
the
の都市
next
関連系事
slide,
業、
this is the
こちらにおける
city-to-city
取り組みを
collaboration
ご説明いた
projects
します。
in
今日のプ
Ehime
レゼン等でも
so
もうご
far.
紹介はされておりましたけれ
And
ども、
some of those
愛媛
projects have
県で
been
は
introduced
県
in
内
the
ものづくり企業
presentation
の海
already,
外展開、
but we
販路
are
開拓の支
looking
援を目
into
的
the
として、
monozukuri
この都市関連
companies
系事業を
to
活動させてい
expand
ただいておりま
into
して、
the overseas.
これ
And
ま
that's
で
one of the main
運営の
things
平井
that
はですね、
we use
ベトナム
city-to-city
のペイテ
collaboration
省、
projects.
現在
So
米
as you
沢
can
省
see
を
on
行ってお
top
りま
on
す。
left,
で
this
真ん中、
is the
インド
event
ネシアのゴ
tray
ロンタロ州、
in
そし
Vietnam
て
and
右
the
側、右
Gorontalo,
がインドの
Indonesia
タミ
in
ル
the
ナドゥ州、
center. And
こ
also
の
on the
3カ
right
国、
on
3
top
都市
is
と
the
連携した
Tamil
取り組み
Nadu
を行
in
って
India.
まいりました。
So we are
特に
collaborating
愛
with
媛県
these
内には
three cities
環境
overseas.
分野
And
において
within
高
Ehime
い技術を
Prefecture,
有する企業が
we
多
have
くござい
companies
まし
that
て、
have advanced
現地の環境
environmental
課題の解
technologies,
決、
and we
そ
are
れにつ
trying to
ながる
contribute
技
to
術や
solving
製品、
environmental
これ
related
らの導入を
problems
目指して
in
連
those
携形成を進めてまいりまし
collaborating
た。
cities. And that's how
ス
we
ライド
have
下
been
段になりますが、
designing these
まあ
projects.
県
And
内の
if you
代表
look
的
at
企業
the
3つ
bottom half
並
of
べて
this
おります。
slide, these
ま
are
ず下の
three
左側がで
representative
すね、三
companies
浦
in
工業様。
Ehime. On
こ
the
ちらは
bottom left
明日
is
セ
the
ミナー2日目
Miura
のおそらく
Industries.
視察で行かれる方もいらっしゃ
I
るかもしれ
think
ません
some of
が、
you will be
日本を代
visiting
表す
this
る省エネ性能
Miura
の高いボイラー、有名な
tomorrow,
企業で
but
ございます。
they are very
また、
famous
ボイラ
for
ーだけ
the
でなく、
energy
さま
saving
ざまな環境機
boilers.
器も製造しております。
And not just energy
また、愛媛
saving
県は
boilers,
です
but they
ね、
have
瀬
other
戸内海
environment
という、まあ、内
related
海を
facilities
運営し
and
てるんですけ
equipment.
れども、
And
瀬戸内
Ehime
海というとこ
Prefecture
ろは、
faces the
日本の中で
Sea
も
of
特に排
Setonai.
水基準が
And
厳
this
し
is
い地域で
Setonai
ござい
Sea
まし
has
て、
one of the
それに
most
対応して、
strict
高い
effluent
排水処
policies.
理技術
And that means
を
we
有
have
す
to
る企
have
業が多
a
く育っております。
advanced water
真ん
treatment
中、生活排水対
technologies,
策
and
で
such
すけ
we
れど
have
も、
them.
先
So
ほど、
in
まあ
the
これもまた明
middle
日行っていただくことになりま
on
すが、
the
大気
bottom
アクシ
three
ス様、
pictures,
真ん中、下の真ん中で
Daiki
す。
Axis
こち
is
らはです
one
ね、
of the
高性能
representative
の合
companies in
併処
Efna
理浄化
who
層、
has a
浄化層を
high
製造している
performance
会社で
combined
ございます。
treatment
ま
septic
た、
tanks.
工場排水
And,
対策につきましては、先
and
ほど
for the
ご登壇いただい
factory
た、
effluent,
愛犬加
uh,
工機さん、今の側
Aiken
です。
Kakoki, who
産業
gave
由
us a
来の排水を
presentation
処理しつ
earlier,
つ、
so they are
高
very
効
good
率
at
な
the
エネル
highly
ギー回収、
efficient
こういった
biogas
技術を有
energy
する
recovery system
会社でござい
from
ます。
industrial
これらの
wastewater.
県内企業の皆さんと
So
本日
these
ご
are
登壇いた
the
だいた
Ehime
日
Prefecture
本運営筋
companies,
ジャナスさん
and with
とも連
the
携しながら、都市
Nippon
間連
and
携事業のプロジェ
US,
クト形成に向けて
we
取り
are
組みを
working very
進めて
hard
まいります。
to design more
本日は
projects
貴重
for
な情報交換の場と
city-to-city
しまして、
collaboration.
皆様
And
と
we
ディスカッシ
think
ョンでき
this
れば
is
幸
such
い
a
です。
precious opportunity for us to exchange our information. Thank you so
あ
much.
りがとうございました。
Thank
そ
you
れで
very
は
much.
富山市小林様よろしくお願いい
I
た
would
しま
like to
す。
invite Mr. Kobayashi from
皆
Toyama
さん、こんにち
City.
は。
Good afternoon,
富山市
everyone.
役
My
所環
name
境
is
政策課の
Kobayashi,
小
Deputy
林と
Director
申し
of
ま
the
す。
Environmental
私
Policy
ですね、
Division of
環境
Toyama
政策
City.
課、実に7年目でございまして、日
I've
本
been
の
in
都
this
市管理
division for
職
7
員として
years,
7年もいる
which
という
is an
のは、
unusually
大
long
変
tenure
なことかなと
as a
思ってまして、また8年目
city
はどうなるかわから
public
ないんですけれ
servant.
ども、
I
ずっ
don't know
とその間の
whether
方
I'll
に
be
おりま
there
して、
for
こ
the
の
8
都市
years,
関連系、国
but
際
throughout
関
that
係
time I have been
事業を務めており
responsible
ます。
for
よ
international
ろしくお願いいた
projects.
します。
It's very
ま
nice
た
to
最
meet
近
you.
ですね、国際事
Recently,
業でも成果が
these
出てま
national initiatives have begun to show tangible results. So I would like to briefly introduce some of our efforts. So this was taken during winter when it's dry and sunny. You could actually see the Tateyama Mountain range. Badoon Regency, Mr. I came to Toyama Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All 3 days were very sunny. During the winter time in Toyama, you could only see blue skies 2 days a month. So sunny days, 3 consecutive sunny days is a miracle. Also, from Renka, we will be joined by Javier next week from Chile. But this weekend it's going to be very, very cold. Toyama City has 400,000 people as population, but is continued to see a decline in population. Will probably soon below 400,000. But the landmass is very big. We have a Tateyama Mountain Range and Toyama Bay. Also, we are known for seafood, delicious seafood. So Toyama, the city of sushi, is the line that we are showing to promote our city. So the sushi, very expensive in Tokyo, can be served at the half of the price in Toyama, according to the social media. Toyama City, when speaking about Toyama, it is essential to explain our compact city initiative. Our core urban development policy has been a contact hub-oriented city structure centered on public transportation for about 20 years. In designing the urban structure, we envision high-quality transit such as railways as the skewer and walkable areas around each hub. The dumplings as shown in the diagram. So skewer and dumpling is the concept of this compact city. Originally launched by the former mayor as a response to population decline and aging society, this approach also contributes significantly to decarbonization by enabling daily life without reliance on cars. So there are 3 pillars, but in the interest of time, I'm going to skip these 3 pillars. So I'd like to talk about the international project. On the left, you could see our mayor, Mr. Fuji, and what he is holding says, "Stop Global Warming Sugoroku," a board game used in an environmental education program for elementary schools. It was created by a city employee and teaches climate issues through playing a game. So Toyama has city-to-city collaboration with Renka municipality in Chile. And we proposed to make this board game in Spanish, and which we did last year in November. A demonstration event was held with the participation of the Renka municipality mayor at the elementary school, and it was quite well received. So our continued collaboration with Renka also enabled us to participate in COP30 last year. Our mayor participated. However, infrastructure was rather challenging, which made it extremely difficult to coordinate his itinerary. So actually, the trip was a 3-night, 7-day trip. In which travel time exceeded time on the ground. This was the first time for us to experience such a tight and demanding traveling. However, we were able to reunite with Mayor Castro of Renka and speak at the side event. The mayor of Toyama told us that although it was challenging, he was glad he participated. And this is a cooperation with Bandung Regency in Bali, Indonesia. But Shiguro-san covered a lot of that. But previously, Toyama City was supporting the intra-city, the initiative taken by the Toyama City's private sector company. However, because of the differences in business practices in Japan and between Japan and Indonesia, communication was very hard. So the president of our local company of Toyama said it was too difficult, and we would like to withdraw from the project. So we worked very hard to stop that from happening. So Toyama City employees and Baden Regency's employees started communicating to prevent that company from withdrawing. As a result of that, we were able to construct this big plant. Back in April, we held discussion with JICA Hokuriku, and we kind of agreed that the Toyama's initiatives overseas should be better known and understood among young people of Toyama. And then the Kamenori Foundation funded this project. So the project was implemented jointly by the city, the foundation, and JICA. And in which we were able to send 6 high school students to Bali to observe and reflect on international cooperation activities last August. While Bali is often associated with glamorous tourism, the students learned about the environmental issues behind the image and gained a valuable experience. And the project was highly evaluated by both JICA, Hokuriku, and the Kamemori Foundation, and we are now discussing and implementing it again next year. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mori. Let's go to Governor Joseph from Pohnpei, Federation of Micronesia.
Thank you very much, honorable guests, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stevenson Joseph. I'm the governor of one of the islands in the Federated States of Micronesia that serves as the capital of the country. And my island is roughly have a population at the moment around 27,000 people. And we are located, for those of you who do not know where Pohnpei is, about 2,000 miles east of Guam and 6,000 miles southwest of Hawaii. So we're kind of in between. So when you come over, you have to go through those 2 entry points, either to Guam or Hawaii. But it is an honor to join you here at the C3P Public Seminar. As Governor of Pohnpei State, I am very privileged to have this opportunity. Our presence here is mainly to come and listen, and hopefully we can take away some lessons, good lessons, that we can implement in our countries. I had the privilege and honor of representing our country in the last COP that was held in Brazil. I was given the task of announcing the launching of 2 very important initiatives related to methane reduction. The first one was methane reduction roadmap that will cover the period of 2026 to 2035, and our third national determined contribution, NDC 3.0. These are not abstract pledges. They are concrete steps toward the future where Micronesia, and indeed all small islands, states can thrive despite the immense challenges of climate change. And as you can see in my quote there, we are no longer in the front line of this climate change issue. We are already living it, and I'm sure my colleague to my left here will agree with me. So it is something that will happen, and such small states, we contribute very little emission to the world stage, but yet the first impact will be our islands. So we are doing everything we can do to mitigate this impending matter. So we are here to learn more on how we can do that. We in Micronesia contribute very little, as I said, greenhouse gas emission, yet we are among the first to feel the rising seas, the stronger storms and the erosion of our coastlines. This reality compels us to act boldly, not only for ourselves, but as a moral voice in the local community. Our methane reduction roadmap sets out a clear path to cut one of the most potent greenhouse gases. Our NDC 3.0 strengthens our commitment to low emission and climate resilient development. Together, these initiatives demonstrate that even the smallest nations can lead with vision and determination. But let me be clear, our efforts alone will not be enough. We call upon the larger nations, the major emitters, to honor their commitments, to provide the finance, technology, and capacity building that vulnerable state needs. Climate justice demands nothing less. And we have many ideas on how to go about in doing this. But we lack the technical capacity, and of course, we lack the financial capacity as well. So we are here to really listen to all of you, and what we can learn from you, take it back, and hopefully we can find partners, and we already have. We are partnering with some organizations, and of course, partnering with Amata Town, that's our city-to-city collaborative partner, and I am very sure that we will be able to learn from you. In my short visit to Amata Town, I want to just say I was very impressed in what I saw. Although the population is less than my island, but the systems that they have put in place, primarily in methane reduction, in solid waste management, and as well as renewable energy, yeah, these are lessons that I think we can definitely use. So I want to thank Mayor for hosting us and giving us a very hospitable treatment while we were there. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. So what are we doing? While we stand firmly beyond our national commitments, Pohnpei State is also charting its own pathway towards zero. So in the FSM, we have 3 levels of government. We have the national government, the state government, and then we have the local government. So you can see, you can already be thinking there could be some complications in putting in place these initiatives. We already have a national plan, as I mentioned, the methane reduction and the NDC 3.0. But my government will also be doing our own initiative to support the national plan, hopefully, to make some positive impact. So what we have done and what we hope to do is good climate change policy. We are embedding climate consideration into state-level governance, ensuring that every decision reflects sustainability and resilience. Secondly, expansion of renewable energy. We are scaling up solar and exploring other renewable sources like hydroelectric power generation, which we've seen some systems in Oki Islands that I think we can use to reduce dependence on imported fossil fuels. Our target is to work toward 50% renewables in the near future and 70% in the long term, and hopefully 100% eventually. At the moment, my island, my government, is right now 97% fossil and 3% renewable. So we have a lot of work to do. So that is one area that we hope to learn from you. And of course, waste management and recycling. We are upgrading Pohnpei Main's landfill and strengthening recycling programs to cut emissions and protect our environment in line with our methane reduction policy for the nation. And lastly, awareness and behavior change. And that, I think, will be the most challenging, is convincing the people to change their mindset and attitude, and how to use and conserve electricity, and of course, how to properly dispose their waste. And it's very incumbent to the government to do that. Of course, we will provide the service, but we can provide all this good service available, but if the people don't have that mindset, the attitude, our efforts will be useless. So in that area, we will need, and how we can achieve that. These initiatives form the backbone of our Pohnpei pathway towards zero carbon, ensuring that our state contributes meaningfully to the national vision while addressing the unique challenge of our island communities. In closing, I stand here today to affirm my country's commitment, particularly Pohnpei, and we are ready to do our part. We will continue to lead, to innovate, and to inspire, but we cannot do it alone. Together, through partnership like C3P and our other very gracious partners, we can build a future that is sustainable, resilient, and just. Thank you. Ala.
ありがとうございます。大変力強いメッセージもいただきました。 続いては、
Thank you very much for the powerful message. Now, Ms. Dolan, please.
So last but not least, me. Before I introduce myself briefly, I want to offer a note of appreciation first to our host, Ehime. Arigatou gozaimasu for your host. Very warm, very cold island. I come from a very hot island, so this is a very good change for me. I'm enjoying it so far. Ministry of Environment, thank you very much. IGES, thank you so much. Our friend Janice, thank you so much. And also, last but not least, our sister city of Urasoe, Okinawa. I've enjoyed the last few days there. I think very grateful. Our partner company, electric company of Okinawa, Machi Clean, and others I may have forgotten. Arigatou gozaimashita. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So now my self-introduction. I'm Doran Masters Inabo, in short, Doran. Unfortunately, our governor is unable to be here today because of some situation in election. Very close to our election, it's only next month, so he couldn't leave the island. But I'm very happy to be here representing our state. IRI is I'll skip that one and go to the pictures so it's more fun. Very popular pictures, Mr. Iziguro-san. Thank you so much, but I will play them again. This is a very proud moment for us in IRI State. We signed an MOU with our sister city, Urasoe, Okinawa. So this is where we start our collaboration towards a cleaner environment of IRI State. And we greatly appreciate that. My introduction will be very brief because we probably don't have a lot of time anymore. So I'll just skip to the part where this is the last picture, appreciation picture after the closing of installation of what Mr. Iziguro-san was talking about, the renewable energy panel systems in the resort, the big resort there in Palau. So with that, that's my introduction, and thank you so much. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
ありがとうございました。それでは先ほど紹介をいたしました3つの論点に沿いながら、もう少し
according to the 3 points of discussion I introduced already, let's go dig deeper into the our topics. So the first question is, what added value does city-to-city collaboration bring to advancing concrete on-the-ground decarbonization and climate initiatives? So I would like to ask first the 2 municipalities from Japan, Mori-san from Ehime and Kobayashi-san from Toyama. Please share what you think about what values does city-to-city collaboration bring to frontline operations. Please take about 2 to 3 minutes to address this question. Thank you so much for that question. This is Mori from Ehime. Our policies, when we collaborate with overseas, what we say is local to local relationship building. especially back in 2012. So that's 14 years ago, we had the economic exchange mission. So not just the municipality officials and staffs, but we had the private sectors and economic organizations and also from the finance sectors go to overseas. So now we have about 70 to 80 members joining up this mission to overseas. And when we do this, we steadily build exchange and collaboration foundation with those overseas municipalities, including Gorontalo and also the Tamil Nadu from India. And the city-to-city collaboration projects, which is the main thing for today, when Ehime prefecture considers this, we have a bit of a different ways of going about it compared to the other prefectures. Ordinarily, from each prefecture, they select the environment or international exchange related sections and departments to lead this. But for the Ehime prefecture, including myself, the economy department manages this. And basically what we are looking for is through these programs, we want to support our own industries inside the prefecture. And also we want to contribute to revitalization of the local economies. And through these policies, we have concluded MOUs with these cities or regions. And through doing this, we can even deepen our relationship. And as such, the city-to-city collaboration program has a huge role to play for us. And through this program, we can expand to overseas with our own technologies and the products, and we can contribute to each other's decarbonization project. That's all from me. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So that's the decarbonization and the economy and the social relationships. Thank you so much for the Ehime. Let's go to Mr. Kobayashi. Thank you so much. So in terms of the added value to the municipal employees, this city-to-city collaboration project or the concept of this program has not been too well disseminated among our own staff. We have been doing this for a long time, but we have to use English to do this. But aside from that, these are great opportunities for capacity building because we gain so much insights and knowledge. And I believe this is a valuable job for me so that I can contribute to awareness raising. Now, we are suffering a shortage of talents, and that is not just for the own municipalities, but the private sectors as well. And I have heard from the private sectors that they are interested in this city-to-city collaboration, and some businesses have applied for the JICA projects. So I'm hoping that this type of event becomes a trigger for further revitalizing and promoting the international collaboration between our city and the overseas cities so that we can contribute to the local economy. And another perspective is the economic society, as Janice Ishiguro-san talked about the Japan JCM. This might be just a coincidence, but
社長の話もあったんですけれども、これぜひ都市間連携、
we, through this city-to-city collaboration framework, I think is the correct arena to promote these programs. And that alone says a lot about the value of the city-to-city collaboration, because not just the JCM, but having the city get involved doubles the value of these programs. Now, for us, in terms of the scale, it's not really big yet, but I think at this point, what's important is the continuing with this. Thank you so much for pointing out some important point. Thank you so much. So the city-to-city collaboration and the meaning of that, and also the city municipalities seem to internalize everything that we introverted in terms of promoting these projects. And I think these events and city-to-city collaboration goes a long way towards opening up our eyes towards outside. And as such, building the trusting relationship between the city-to-city and your regions, I think, has a huge added value for this. Now let's go to the Para-Pacific Resort project. Ms. Doran, I hear that the project is nearly completion, but could you comment?
Thank you. So for the renewable energy, that project, the PPR, is about finished, and I believe there's a ceremony sometimes next week to completely finish it. Thank you so much. For other renewable energy-related issues, the state government, IRI state, we have made it a point to try to make it easy for the citizens to have easy access to this renewable energies, which is very important contribution for the environment. There's not much the state can do at the state level. We just make it easier for them to get permits in installing these systems and other related projects for the renewable energies. IRI, not talking about Palau, but IRI has, the population is increasing drastically. We have about 3,000 citizens right now, and we have opened the lease programs to the citizens or whoever wants to apply. Palawan, of course, can apply and come and live in IRI. And this will lead to more need for programs like renewable energies and waste management related issues. Right now, we have no on-go, no, how do you say? Okay, we don't have any implemented programs for waste management because we didn't quite see it as a problem in the past, not for the state level. We always try to see it as a national government problem, so we let them take care of it. But now, with with the help of Janice and other related agencies, and through city-to-city collaboration, and our sister city of Okinawa, we have come to see our problem. Or maybe we know the problem before we get there, I don't know. But yeah, because of that, we are able to address these waste issues. We're slowly but surely. Over the past few days, I spent some time with at Okinawa, Orosoe, and other parts of Okinawa, with our partner companies, Janus, and I can see that there are so many things, even the city hall. there are so many things that can be implemented in IRI state, just the state level, that could be really helpful for the state, the staff. The IRI state government would be fully supportive in all of these efforts for the waste management, because we see that we produce trash so much and we have so little land. So recycling and other ways of taking care of our trash more properly, I think would be very important for us, the state. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。非常に重要な点を指摘いただいたいと思います。
Thank you so much for your comments. Again, pointing out such an important comment, and I think we're running out of time, so let me quickly go over to the next question. So again, we have more uncertainty nowadays, and the question is how our cities are stepping up the lead on decarbonization. You know, what are the decisions they have to make or not to make? So from the situation of the state governor, I would like to go to Governor Joseph. How do you see the current situation? What role would you like to play at the national and international levels? I know you already spoken about this just a little bit, but if you could dig deeper to it, that'd be great.
Maybe 1-2 minutes.
Sure. Thank you. Before I answer that question, let me just say I want to extend my appreciation to the Ministry of Environment for availing and facilitating the city-to-city collaboration, because I believe for our case, it will be more effective. FSM is a very, we receive a lot of grants coming in, assistance in many programs. And most of these programs come already structured. And it's very little flexibility in really making sure that it meets our needs. So the city-to-city collaboration is very nice. And my partners to the far left here, I think partnering up with you will be very beneficial for both these states. But yes, I don't think at the national or international level, I'm just thinking in both these states. So hopefully our actions at the state level will influence the national and hopefully the international. But what we are doing now, as I showed in the energy sector, as I mentioned, we are 97% reliant on fossil fuel. Our aim is to lessen that. Yeah. So, but in the near term, we will have to increase fossil fuel reliance because that's the easiest that we can have to provide the electricity demand for our islands. So I'm thinking maybe another 10 or maybe even say 15 megawatt. Our peak capacity right now is only 7.5 megawatt. Yeah. So if we double that, that would mean more reliance on fossil fuel. So where do renewable energy comes in? That's what I'm hoping that we can figure out. I'm hoping that renewable energy would be able to augment some of that additional increase. Yes. So that is what we're looking at. And if it so happened that we will need more megawatt, more demand than 15 megawatt, then perhaps my thinking is we cap out at 15 megawatt, and whatever increase that we may need, we will have to, it is a must that we will have to rely on renewable energy. So that's my position on that. With respect to solid waste, yes, that is one of our biggest problem right now. And we are doing some recycling programs. So we learned a lot from the recycling program. So we're hoping to integrate the segregation component of the recycling program. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。再生エネルギー、そして廃棄物管理と気候変動というようなところのご指摘だったと思います。
So you talked about waste management and renewable energy. So now I would like to invite Kobayashi-san, who have participated in COP, to share with us your impression about the COP and how cities can play a role in leading the decarbonization. So it's a quick answer, please. At the COP30, we had our mayor spoke to the audience. We identified is that the important role of the city is to have a citizens' engagement. So Renca municipality of Chile is actually using social media to involve citizens. However, there is a cultural difference between Chile and Japan, so it may be difficult to implement that as it is in Japan. But municipalities in Japan publish a newsletter, and Toyama City as well, we issue 160,000 copies to our households, and once a month our mayor actually write an article to share his thoughts, which is a very popular article. So at the COP, the mayor spent some time there, so he shared with his citizens through that article what he experienced at the COP, as well as the global warming and the decarbonization strategy of the city. And we actually received hundreds of feedback from our citizens by running that article. So the state government has their activities, and prefecture and the municipalities each has their own way of implementing activities in which we need to involve our citizens or engage as citizens. Okay, citizens engagement and the leadership of the mayor were mentioned. Now, final question. Looking ahead, we have been implementing city-to-city collaboration over 10 years, but in order to strengthen C3P further, what are the expectations from the overseas participants, including the roles of Japanese companies and organizations? We would like to invite the two overseas participants. We only have 2-3 minutes left, so maybe you can share with us your expectations on the future city-to-city collaboration. First, we would like to ask Ms. Doran to speak, followed by Governor Stevenson A. Joseph. So please.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation again. For the future, what we expect, we're very optimistic. We're very looking forward to this project as it progresses, because we need this. We'll give full support because we need it from the community, the citizens. We'll start small, and we probably do something like decomposting some waste, and then try to segregate our garbage. Like I said, over the last few days, I've been very impressed with the companies that we went to, and great support from Urasoe City. And so I look forward to continued support. We came here because we need the help, whatever little help that we can get to save our little island would be greatly appreciated. Capacity, training capacity for the staff, whoever's going to handle this waste management, community education. I know it's going to be a little hard to convince the community because we've never done before in terms of segregating trash. We just put everything in one bag, it goes to the dump. But I'm sure it's something that can be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Governor Stevenson A. Joseph, please.
Thank you. Real quickly, what I'd like to take away is to get a clearer picture and understanding of what we can do on our own internal capacity. And then, of course, through that process, then we will learn what we cannot do on our own, and then we can then work with our partners and see if they can help us. But in those two sectors, energy and solid waste management, so far, what I've seen, and thanks for the Oki Islands and Mayor Amatown, these are systems that we can definitely relate to. And I think that will be our start in trying to implement programs or initiatives that will make our energy providing energy to our people more efficient and stable. And on the solid waste management, just simply a better way to manage our solid waste. Yeah, so that we can help reduce the carbon or methane emission. So really, this is a partnership, and we hope to learn a lot from our partners. And likewise, we hope we can also provide you something that will help you better help us. Yeah. So that's my expectation. And thank you.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。エネルギー廃棄物管理。
Thank you very much. Energy and waste management. Those are the two key topics raised. Also partnership and capacity development. Those were also keywords. Now we are approaching to the closing time. Now I would like to invite Ms. Namaki, the counselor of the MOEJ, to give us a closing remarks based on our discussions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution throughout the morning. As we found in one of the panel discussion questions, we are faced with the very complex international societies, circumstances. There are a lot of instability globally. However, city continues to be the entity that is responsible for managing the community. So the role is stable. If the fuel prices go up, and if there's instabilities, the cities need to be more creative in stabilizing the society to demonstrate their leadership. As I was listening to the discussion, a lot of things came to my mind. Doran-san shared with us the picture taken at the MOU's signing ceremony with Irai State in Rasono City, and I was one of the participants there. So through the city-to-city collaboration project, the new MOU was signed. So it was a very good outcome. Various different cities face different issues and challenges, and so there are different ways to collaborate. But Japan has a lot of experiences, and we know, even though we have a lot of experiences, we cannot just copy and paste of what we did in Japan to upon other countries. We need to adapt to the different circumstances. Today we heard about the innovation. Based on our expertise and experiences, we need to be innovative to adapt to the new situation. As Kobayashi-san of Toyama City mentioned earlier, the participants from Japan side will provide support, but at the same time, they can also learn from the partner country. So this is the process of mutual learning. So C3P focuses on solving the climate change and environmentally related challenges, but they are deeply related to economic activities, which was one of the points emphasized today. And also, it's a very important point. So 2013 was the year one of this project. Now we are very pleased to see participation of many cities. City-to-city collaboration can also accumulate experiences as we try to make progress. As we try to make progress in city-to-city collaboration, certainly we face problems and challenges, and as we overcome those challenges and problems, we again will learn new things and build our experiences. This would further expand our capacity in helping other countries. So I learned a lot. In the afternoon, there will be different streams of discussions to deepen the sharing of the experiences, I understand. But through such activities, hopefully, this will lead to a concrete step forward. There is a word, clear picture is needed, and certainly we would like to expand the partnership and capacity building, and so as to implement actions towards climate change and environmental preservation, but hopefully we can have a clear path forward. Thank you very much, Namiki-san. Thank you very much for summarizing the discussion. So just 1 minute for me. So in today's panel discussion, we discussed how we can achieve the sustainable society through decarbonization. As Councillor mentioned, even with the high level of instability, the role of the city or municipalities do not change. They need to remain close to the citizens on the ground and demonstrate leadership. City-to-city collaboration is one of the very powerful solution or answer to the challenges. Partnership network, direct exchanges amongst the cities will lead to the innovative solutions, and we can mobilize various funding means to accelerate climate action. That is one of the strengths of the city-to-city collaboration. And this is not a short-term project. It's a long-term project which allows us to deepen the exchanges and relationship. If you look at the international society, I think this is a very unique project that allows us to have a long-term relationship. In other words, it may take a long time. However, this would allow us to deliver a very concrete or tangible outcomes. I think this is one of the critical success factors of this project. It may take time. However, once we gain momentum, we will be able to flexibly and promptly implement the solution based on the local needs. This will lead to further acceptance by our partner cities. And I think this is something very encouraging and a powerful asset of the city-to-city collaboration. Hopefully, there will be further discussions amongst the cities. There are many city participants today, and hopefully you will be proactive in communicating with those partners to participants to learn the secret of success. So with that, we would like to conclude panel discussion. Once again, thank you very much for our wonderful panelists. Please give them a round of applause for their wonderful inputs. Thank you very, very much. With that, we would like to conclude the seminar on city-to-city collaboration for zero carbon society. I would like to return the microphone to Ms. Ota. So the public portion of the seminar is closing now. As you leave this meeting, please fill out the questionnaire. You can utilize the QR code printed on here. The online participants, as you leave the Zoom, you will see the questionnaire displayed on the screen. So please fill out the question. So with that, we would like to finish the seminar on city-to-city collaboration for Zero Carbon Society 2026. Once again, thank you very much.